Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, welcome to our Sunday stream. How y'all doing? My name is rbPlays. I am your humble host on this side of the screen. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for stopping by this morning. I do appreciate you being here. If this is your first time here and you like what we do around here, then after you stick around for a little while and make sure you like what we do, maybe hit the subscribe button. Get notified every time we go live. If you're over on YouTube, that is. If you're over here on Twitch, then hit the follow button. Over there on the YouTube, if you're watching over there, make sure you hit the like button so that YouTube knows that this stream is something that people might want to see. Today is our Just Chatting stream. We get together once a month with friends, fam, countrymen, etc. And we just talk about things for the last month, and then also look ahead to see what the plan is for the next month. Of course, we're going into July. We just got through the July 4th weekend, or the July 4th holiday. I guess it's a July 4th weekend. July 4th was on a Thursday this week, and I ended up with a roughly 4-day weekend. I wasn't at work on Friday, but I did have work that I had to do, so I worked remote. But yeah, it was a good weekend. It's been a good weekend. Did lots of stuff in the wood shop. We'll get to that when we get to the wood shops, the woodworking section of our chat today. Not a lot going on the gaming front. We've been steadily working away in our All the Mods 9 world, and it's going well. It's going well. We made a jetpack in the last stream last week. Good weekend there too, Darth. Great. Glad to hear it. I'm super happy about that. You just got back from a vacation too, which I'm a little jelly of, because I haven't had a vacation, like a proper vacation, in a while. My wife and I had talked about going back home to visit some family. And then yesterday I got a message from my nephew's fiance and invited us to they have invited us to the wedding, but it's a 700-mile one-way trip, and we would be driving because I ain't buying plane tickets for 5 people to go up north. That would not be beneficial to my wallet. So I need to talk to my wife today about whether we're going to be able to make it up to that wedding or not, or if we're just going to send them something to start their married life together. Don't know what we're gonna do yet. We shall see. Everything's been so stinking expensive lately that, like the idea of a roughly 1,500-mile round trip in a car does not super excite me. My nephew's great though. I love my nephew a lot, and I would love to be there for him and his new bride if at all possible, but we'll see. And it'd be nice to see my mom and my brother, and I'm sure that my wife would enjoy seeing her family too. Glad you had a blast, Dorothy Curb. Glad that you had a blast. Today's probably gonna be a light day, chat-wise, supporter-wise. I know that a couple of people are away. Looks like Roden's here. Darth E. Curb's here. I mean, yeah, sending them a gift does sound like the lesser of two evils. I'd love to find out, if they're registered any place, and what they're asking for. That would be the easiest thing. Sometimes, doing the right thing for family is the hard thing. I don't know. I'll talk to my wife. We'll see what Mrs. RB says. We will absolutely make this her decision. That way, no matter what happens, it's not my fault. Roden's lurking. Good. We might get into the Minecraft world a little bit today. Like I said, today's going to be kind of a light day as far as expected guests in the stream. I know that one of our longtime followers is away on vacation. I'm not sure about a couple of the others. We shall see if they make it. I did get the music fixed, so in the background you should hear the humble tones of the dulcimer. I'm just kidding. It's Pretzel Rocks. I'm not sure exactly what was going on with that the last couple of weeks. It was weird. So I obviously, you all know that I run, my entire studio runs on Linux. There is not a Windows PC in here. And so Pretzel Rocks does have a native Windows app, but since I don't have Windows, I can't run it. So I just play Pretzel in a web browser over here on a second laptop. And last couple of weeks, it would crash the browser. You're hearing soft sounds? Good. That's kind of what it's supposed to be. Just a little background noise. Just a little, If it could be a little louder, let me know. I can turn it up just a fudge. Just a fudge. Not overbearing. Good. That's what I'm looking for. I just want it to just kind of be there in the background. But anyway, it would keep crashing the browser, right? Like it would get hung up on this. It appeared to be getting hung up on one song. I went to the Pretzel Rocks forum, nothing in there about it. So now I had done updates on that computer, but I hadn't restarted it in a while. And the same thing with this one. I had done updates on this one and I hadn't restarted it either. So last week, when I noticed that it was crashing the browser over there, I tried to play it over here and it was going to do the same thing. It was going to crash the browser. So I just stopped the music altogether. And then I guess it was probably Independence Day on July 4th. I came down here for a little bit and was tinkering around with some stuff. And I looked at that laptop and, made sure that all of its updates were done, did a restart, tried Pretzel again, and it's been working fine. So it must have either been an internal caching error or an incompatible plugin or something that was lingering from prior to the updates that I did. Everything got cleared out when I did the restart, of course, and it's been working fine. So I guess we're good. I got a new T-shirt for Father's Day. This is new since the last time we did a Just Chatting stream. I'm gonna switch to the other camera so you can see it a little better. I saw this on Amazon and I loved it, and my kids wanted something to get for me for Father's Day. So it's a drabbit, it's a duck and a rabbit, depending on your perspective. So if you look at it one way, you see a duck. You look at it the other way, you see a rabbit. I personally love the duck. I'm a duck guy. I like ducks a lot. I have still, to this day, I am over 50 years old. I'm over 50 years old, and I still have a stuffed duck that I had when I was a teenager, a young preteen kind of a guy. Actually, was I a preteen? I bought it for myself. Quack, 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 quack. I bought it for myself. I worked in a department store, and it was Easter, and they had these fluffy stuffed ducks, and it was honestly, this is gonna sound a little weird, but it was the cutest thing I ever seen in my life, and so I bought it, and I still have it, and so I've had this duck for over 30 years, and it's amazing. His name is Webster, and he's awesome. He's a white duck. Fluffy white duck, not feathered, but like that real soft, I'm gonna call it nap fur, but yes, see, that's what I'm talking about, Nuggets. That's what I'm talking about. Fantastic. It's important. It's important to hold on to those things that had special meaning for you or have special meaning for you. And I don't know that this duck has any special meaning for me, except for it was my first, this retail job was my first real job. I had worked in fast food, right? I don't consider my fast food time a real job. Yeah, I had to show up for work. Yeah, I got compensated for it. Yeah, the work was hard, but it was fast food, right? You could train monkeys to do fast food, and sometimes I think that they do. Kidding, kidding, kidding. My point is that was the first thing that I ever really, one of the first things that I ever really bought myself. You know, there are mobs. I've got Minecraft open over here on the other screen, and apparently there are mobs running around over here. I haven't lit this place up very well, and this could be unfortunate. I'm going to turn the mob sounds down over here. I'm AFK in the world because I got hopper botany stuff going, and I want to make sure that we have all the things that we need when we get back into the world next week. We might, like I said, we might jump into the world today, but I don't. Hostile creatures are at 20%. Let's take them to 10. Yeah, that's better. That's a little bit more subtle. What stuff do you all have from your childhood still? What else do I have that's from my childhood? I'm sure I've got something. Well, that throwing star up. Oh, you can't see it. This one. This throwing star I got when I was 12, so I've had this for 40 years. It's got, you know, it's all dinged up, and it's not symmetrical anymore, and some of the tips are blunted, you know. Says it was made in Taiwan, so it's authentic Chinese, you know. But I've had this since I was probably 12 years old, 12 or 13. I don't even remember where I got it from. There was a martial arts studio not too far from my house. One of your older daughters was a manager for McDonald's, and her husband is a general manager for McDonald's. Good for him. Good for him. But there was a, I believe I got it, and the instructor in there was Asian. I'm not sure where from, right? I was 12, 13 years old. I never asked, right? But he was a cool guy, right? We would go, one of my friends took a couple of lessons from him. And so that's why we found ourselves over there. Again, it wasn't that far from the house. It was maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles. And we went in there, and I think that's where I got this from. I think he gave it to me. Like, that's real responsible. Give a 12-year-old boy a freaking weapon, you know? But I think he gave it to me. I could be wrong, though. It was a long time ago. But that's been around for a minute. Put that back on the wall. There's a coffee cup over there on my shelf that belonged to my dad. I bought it for my dad back in the 80s, I guess. Back when I was a teenager, and it's got his name on it. I got it for him for either Father's Day or his birthday one year. And then, of course, when he passed away in 2019, my mom was like, "Hey, you bought this for him. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, kind of do." So it's over there on the shelf, and it stays there. It stays there. I see it every time I leave the studio, you know. So that's cool. What else do I got down there? Not a whole lot in here, really. I got some stuff upstairs that I've had for a while, up in the bedroom. Oh, nice. That sounds like fun. The Street Rod Nationals, that sounds like a good time. Like, I'm not a big racing car fan. I do love IndyCar racing. I love IndyCar racing. I don't follow it religiously. Like, there is a race today in Dayton. and I was thinking about maybe watching it, but I watch the Indy 500 every year because it is the greatest spectacle in racing. And I'm from Indiana, so you know, it was something every Memorial Day we would me and friends, my dad, you know, whatever, we'd sit down and we'd have the race on, and it was fun. Oh, now see, Roden, that's nice. That's cool. Your dad made you a wooden walking stick. You were like 5. That was 35. That's fantastic. Those are the kinds of those are the kinds of things that mean something. You know, you meant enough to your dad that he made you a walking stick. You have a mirror that your dad won when he went to a carnival. Nice. Nice. Fantastic. But yeah, those are the kinds of things that, you know, that mean something, you know? Like I'm sure that later on when mom goes, I'm sure that I'm sure that I'll walk in the house and I'll go, yeah, I gotta have that. You know, I got all the things that mattered to me from my dad, and I'm sure that there's gonna be stuff that I'm gonna want from mom too. Now I did. There's something. My mom, we have had this in our family for, let's see. My mom had it. I have it. My mom had it. My mom's mom had it. And my mom's parents bought it. So I guess it would be great grandparents. So we're talking, let's see, it would have probably been in the 20s or 30s. So 100 years ago, give or take. The 20s or 30s of the 1900s when they bought this, but it's a sterling silver silverware set. There's a couple of pieces that are missing, you know, because back when I was young, I didn't realize how important they were, and so I used them for things I shouldn't have, and they got lost. But yeah, we have a sterling silver silverware set that has been passed down. I guess I would be 4th generation. That's a shame. That's a shame, Nuggets. My brother and I have already talked a little bit, you know, because, you know, we're all older now, right? Mom is, how old is mom going to be? Mom's going to be 75. Mom's 74, I think, right now. No, mom's gonna be 74. You know, and I'm in my 50s, and my brother's right behind me. He's what, four years behind me, I think. He's 4 years, 5 years. He's 5 years. We're 5 years apart, so he's right behind me. So we've talked a little bit, and we both know that whatever it is, we can figure it out. We'll talk about it. So, which is awesome. My brother and I are pretty tight. You know, it's amazing. Yeah, like it's amazing how differently. Well, this stream got all emotional and everything. It's amazing how differently we take life and death as our age changes, right? We gain so much perspective as we get older. Yeah, it got all super serious, right? When we're younger, you know, we don't handle things very well because I don't. Maybe it's that we feel shortchanged or cheated, or or we just don't understand. You know, I think that's a possibility too. We're so young that we just don't understand what life is all about yet. And yeah, we handle death so much differently when we're younger. I think for the most part, I think there's still a lot of times where death is hard the older that we get. But I think that's for different reasons. Like we get so attached to people the older that we get that, you know, it hits different, you know? There were a few people that in my life that passed when I was young that I was like, man, this just isn't fair. They were so young, they were so this, they were so that. Why does this happen? I know why it happens now, but now it hits different, you know? It just hits different. But fortunately, fortunately, we're not going to have to deal with that anytime real soon. Hopefully all of your family and friends are happy and healthy and full of vim and vigor, and will be around for a long time. A long time. So, yeah. But yeah, I've got some interesting stuff. A lot of my dad's tools. I've got a lot of my dad's tools. I'm kind of bummed that the table saw that I got from my dad kind of crapped out on me. But we've turned that into a positive, you know. Getting his table saw got me back into woodworking. Getting back into woodworking has been fulfilling. So yeah. But I do have a lot of his tools, which is awesome. Minecraft. Apparently there's a villager. Apparently there's a wandering trader outside. Minecraft. Let's see. Minecraft. What do we got going on in Minecraft? So we're playing all the mods 9, right? I don't know if you guys saw in the Discord, but in the supporter side of Discord, by the way, if you want to be a supporter, if you want to follow the supporter stuff, then you know, Twitch subscribers, YouTube channel members, Patreon patrons, you all get access to my paid side of my Discord. And in the Discord, I did post some pictures of some stuff that I Minecraft, yeah, Minecraft. But in the paid section, in the member section of my Discord, I do have some pictures that I put up in. I guess it was on Friday. I think it was Friday. Of some stuff that I'd been working on. Got the Botania stuff moved around from the other side of the river, and also did some sorting or some storage sorting for some other stuff that I need to have ready access to from the what am I trying to say? From the refined storage system. Drawer controller. So the drawer controller has range add-ons that you can do. Does anybody know if those range add-ons stack? I currently have a gold range add-on for my drawer controller so that I can get out to roughly a chunk inside. I think it gets out to just over a chunk. But if I don't have to move my mystical agriculture stuff, which is on the other side of the river, if I don't have to move that, like, that would be fantastic. If I could use a range add-on to just extend the range of the drawer controller to see the other side of the river, man, that'd be freaking great. I don't know if you can do that though. Just don't know if you can do that. So we'll have to look at that maybe next week. And then also I need to start automating like ore processing, stuff like that. Can't find my turtle. This is a recurring theme for me. When it comes to mining implements, I can't find them. He's not in my backpack. He's not in my storage system. He's not in any of my chests. I didn't leave him in the world someplace. I don't think. Maybe I did? No, So what I'm worried about is if I broke him someplace and then I forgot him and I didn't pick him up and he despawned. That's what I'm worried about. But I do have some more advanced turtles or whatever. Dude, you're loud. Wait, you're not getting any of those sounds anyway, are you? Hold on a second. Hold the phone here. Sound settings. Oh, for crying out loud. No wonder that's not showing up. Bet it does now. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Ow. Yeah, you can hear stuff now. Not that I really need you to hear stuff. It's just AFK stuff. Anyway. What else? What else have we been working on in the All the Mods 9 world that's significant? So I need to get ore processing. At least be able to do an export to a furnace and an import of the, or not a furnace. Yeah, I guess. Well, furnace. Some kind of processing of ingots and such. I don't plan on doing a lot of mining, but you never know. And I do have a fair bit of ores that I do need to process, and so I'd love to just set those up to, put them in the system and then export them directly and then have them come back as ingots, and that'd be great. So I got an idea for that, but we're going to need to do that probably next week when we get back into the world. And then we need to upgrade our jetpack. I would like to get into a few other things. I'm going to need you guys to tell me kind of what interests you in the All the Mods 9 pack. Like, what should I be trying, I've been struggling. This is a recurring theme. This is a recurring theme for me. I've been struggling a lot with what content to make. I will sit upstairs watching YouTube videos and be like, okay, yeah, that's kind of neat. That's kind of fun. I could do something like that. And then I get busy doing other things, or I've got other things that I have to do that take away from playing/recording time, and I don't ever get back to it. Same thing can be said for out in the wood shop, right? Like, I got projects out in the wood shop. The beautiful thing about this past week is that I had a couple of days off work where I could actually get out there and work, or I could get anywhere and work on something other than real job stuff, Content, people make fun of content creators. Oh, it's so hard making content. Oh, it is. It is. It's hard making content. It's hard coming up with ideas all the time. It's hard coming up with ideas. You can only do so many. You can only build an ore processing center so many times, and have it be entertaining each time. For the woodworking channel, you can only build a cutting board so many times and have it be entertaining content. There's a part, not to get off of the gaming channel yet, because we are technically still on the gaming channel, but from the woodworking channel side, I have thought about doing more tool review kind of things, but you can only do tool reviews so many times, and the tools that I would review, are they going to gain traction? We'll talk about that later when we get to the woodworking channel. As far as content, I tried to put my heart and soul into all of Fabric. I did try to put, not all of Fabric. What's that one called? What's the one that I was playing? Was it all of Fabric? It was all of Fabric, yeah. No, it was not. Hang on. Hold on. We're going to find it. We're going to find it. YouTube Studio. YouTube Studio. Content. FTB unstable for Fabric. That's what it was. I tried to stay on top of FTB unstable for Fabric. I really did. It's just, it's so limited. There's so little in it, you know? Because it's Fabric. I love Fabric. I love Fabric mods. I love the Fabric launcher. I love how lightweight it is. I love how responsive it is. I love how it doesn't tax your... I love how it doesn't take 30 minutes to load a game. I'm exaggerating a little. But when I launch all the mods 9 on Forge, it takes a solid 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes to launch the pack. But when I launch all of Fabric, minutes. It's short, right? But part of that is because there's not as many mods to load. And then also, you know, Fabric is lighter weight. I love Fabric because I can use the replay mod and I can create fantastic time lapses. I can't do that with Forge. But the content that comes out of Forge related mod packs is better. It's better. Any thoughts on that? I know there's at least one content creator out there that may have an opinion on that. Fabric is okay. I mean, it is. It would be better if more mod developers would develop for Fabric. Like, there, as far as I know, like, I'm not a coder. I don't do code. I've tried, and it's just not my thing. But there's no, as far as I can tell, there's no reason why all of the mods that are on Forge cannot be on Fabric. I don't see any reason that there can't be. It's still Java. It's still Java. So, you know. But again, that's also my... I mean, yeah. When it comes down to Forge, you can find almost anything that you want on Forge, and it's more complicated on Fabric. The list of mods that are ported for Fabric is far smaller than the list of mods that are ported for Forge. So, yeah, I get it. I 100% get it. So what do we do about that? Like, how? Like, how does Fabric gain traction? How does Fabric gain traction? I don't think it does. It's kind of like YouTube and then all of the other video platforms, right? There are other video platforms out there, but if you want the best of the best, you're going to go to YouTube. That's what Forge is. You've been playing Project Ozone 2? I've been thinking about that one a little bit. Been thinking about that. I haven't played Project Ozone in a while. So I've been thinking about that one. The other game that I've been thinking about has been City Skylines. Biffa's content keeps popping up in my YouTube feed. Polite was nice. Okay. But I've been thinking about City Skylines a little bit because Biffa's content keeps popping up in my feed on YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to get into City Skylines right now, but City Skylines is fun. I enjoy it. I don't know. I don't know if I even want to say this. Yeah, screw it. We're going to say it. I don't know that I agree with the politics of City Skylines because it's definitely set up that it's definitely a game that's set up that the only way to succeed, like the only way to succeed in that game is through quote unquote liberal politics. And I think when it comes to politics, I think you got to be careful about too far left, too far right kind of things, and I'm not going to get into all of that, but I think that the way that certain things are weighted definitely is more of an agenda than anything else. Yeah, City Skylines not a bad game. Oh, you know what I need to do? I haven't done this in a while. I need to open Steam. I haven't had Steam open in a while. Yeah, see, it needs to update. Steam needs to update. I probably have a ton of games in here that need updates too, which I have not been doing my fair share of updating my games. I got it set up so that my games only update like when everybody's asleep because they're big, especially like Baldur's Gate 2. Ooh, Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3. That's the one. 3. Baldur's Gate 3. But I need to update my games. So now Steam is updating. I need to get into City Skylines because I'm pretty sure that I've got some mods in there that don't even work anymore. I'm almost positive. What else you guys playing lately? And is there anything that I need to know about? Is there any games out there that A, would be fun, and B, are games that are playable on Linux? Just Minecraft, huh? Okay. I did install. Did I install? I think I did. rbPlays man Minecraft edit the instance. Yes, I did update Minecraft vanilla. I did update vanilla Minecraft, so it's on 121. I have not updated Fabric for that. Can I even get Fabric yet for 121? Fat. Valve hardware, no thanks. What am I looking for? Replay mod. It says for 120.4. So it does not look like replay mod is available for 1.21 yet. my library, my Steam library. I've got an update for Among Us. I've got an update for Avorion. I've got an update for Empyrean. Got an update for Valheim. Surprisingly, no update for Baldur's Gate 3. That's uncommon. Yeah. Oh. Surprisingly. Whoopsie. What did I just do there? Yeah, okay. Well, let's see here. Participants? No one. No one is watching on YouTube. So here's something that we should probably discuss. Since I do have paid supporters here, at least one paid supporter. Streaming to YouTube. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? It does get me content on YouTube, and I do get views after the fact. So if I look at my channel stats, the current live stream has 0 views. Last week's had 19. The week before had 35, then 17, then 23. So it does get view traffic to my gaming channel, and since I'm not putting out any other content right now, then viewable content is good, grand scheme of things. Yeah, like no one's there, and the thing that frustrates me about that more than anything is that I did this because it was requested. Hey, put your live streams on YouTube and I'll watch. Here we are. I don't know what to say. I think we'll have to have a broader discussion about live streams on YouTube with the community in the Discord. It's not costing me anything to put it over there. It's a simulcast, which is legal according to Twitch TOS now. As an affiliate, I'm good. I can do that. But if nobody is watching it while it's happening, I don't know what the answer to this question is. I don't know if there's even a question here. Is there actually a question here, I put my one little sticky shelf back up, and it's got my little Lego Minecraft scene that we built there a month or so ago, 2 months ago, I guess it is now. Put that little shelf back up. I do want to still build the curio cabinet that we talked about in that stream. I do have a design for it. The only thing I don't have for it yet is a plan for the glass. I don't know if it's going to be an open shelf design or if it's going to be a closed design. Hold on a second. You guys want to see this? You guys want to see this, don't you? You guys want to see this, don't you? Oh, hi. Hey, he's not here no more. Okay. Back to just chatting. It's better. It's quiet now. Apparently there's more than one. Apparently we're going to get a llama farm. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying there, Darth. Reamer $RSD equals blah equals exclamation Lola. I don't know what that means. Happens to the best of us, man. Happens to the best of us. I was typing something the other day and it came out not even close to the way that I typed it in. I was like, this is great. This is going to make me look like I'm drunk. Always a good combo when you're sending a message for somebody at work, you know. What? What time is the meeting? Happy to report we've had no issues from Pretzel Rock since we started the stream, so that's good. Fantastic. All right. I think that's enough on Minecraft stuff. I think that's enough on gaming stuff. We talked about what we're playing. We talked about what we might want to play. We've talked about current and future plans for All the Mods 9 content. Let's move on to something. This might end up being a little bit shorter stream today, y'all. It's a just chatting stream, and there's only a couple of us here, and no one is watching on YouTube. Woodworking. This past week has been amazing for me on the woodworking front. I posted a couple of pictures early. It's a lazy day. Yeah. It's been, I know it's been hot where you're at. And they're making a big deal out of how hot it is here, but it's really not that hot. It's just super humid, right? Like, it's so humid. So it's been manageable. It's been manageable, but you're right. It's been it's just, everything feels so lazy right now. Anyway, woodworking content. Yeah. So I made a planter and I posted it on Facebook Marketplace and my Facebook page and all that. And somebody that I know said, "Hey, those look great. Can you make me a couple?" Yeah, sure can. So I made two. I made two for him. And then I got a message through Facebook Marketplace, and it was someone that was asking me, "Hey, I want some of those, but I don't want them to have the legs." So the planters, hang on, we can do this. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, home. I can show you. Yeah, here we go. I can show you. We'll go to that one. I think that's the one. Yeah, there it is. So the question that the person had was, can I have just the planter box but without the legs, right? So they wanted this part to sit firm on the ground, but they also didn't want a bottom in it. I guess they were just going to put them on the ground and then fill them with dirt and have them be sitting on the ground, which is, I mean, that's cool, you know, that's great. So I was like, sure, how many do you want? 10. Okay. All right, we can do 10. So I built 10 of those. I finished those up this week, and I delivered them yesterday. Yeah, I delivered those yesterday. And then also in that same period of time, I got an order for 2 more from a former student. Couple of months back, you guys might remember that I had some folks come over and help me move the shed that's in our backyard out to the driveway, because the place where the shed was sitting was precarious at best. So we had to move it, and I got a handful of guys from the class that I was teaching. We got talking about the shed, and they were like, "Well, we can come and help you move it." I was like, "Okay, sure, let's do it." So we got everybody over here. There was probably 8 of them, 10 of them. Got everybody over here, and we moved the shed. I bought them pizza. It was a good time. And one of the guys that was in that group ended up messaging me back on Facebook, because I try to keep contact with former students over time. And messaged me after I posted the pictures of those planters. And he was like, "Man, I wish I'd have known you were making those when I was down there for class. I would have bought some." I was like, "Oh, yeah. I mean, this is something that I recently decided I wanted to start building. But I'm sure we could work something out to get them to you if you really wanted some." They're like, "Well, wait a minute. Aren't there a couple more students down there right now from up here where I'm at?" I was like, "Yes." "Do you think they'd want to bring them home?" I said, "I don't know. Can you ask them for me? Because I don't have their numbers yet. They're new employees, so they hadn't had a chance to get telephone numbers from them." I was like, "Yeah, sure, I can ask them." So the next day, it was on a Sunday. The next day, Monday morning, I went in and I talked to the students that were there, and I was like, "Hey, this guy wants to know if, wants a couple of these planters that I'm building. Anybody want to feel like giving a couple of wooden planters a ride? 600-700 miles?" "Yeah, okay." So I messaged him back, said, "Yep, it's a go." He said, "I'll take 2. So in 7 days, I sold 14 planters, which is pretty good. Like, I'm impressed by that. Now, I haven't sold any more, but the guy that bought the 10 was like, give me a few weeks, and I think I'm going to get some more." Okay, that's, just let me know. Just let me know. And I also want to see about making them bigger. So going back to the picture, keep this same design, but instead of head, so this is, let's see, what is this? Measuring tool. So this is 15 1/4 wide here, and then roughly 12 inches inside diameter, or inside dimension. So basically 12 by 12 this way. Do I still have Steam open? Yes. I do still have Steam open. Right there. Look at the game full fathom. All right, we'll do that in just a second. But I want to see if I can make some that are wider. So keep them the 12 inches deep this way, but then make them, I don't know, like 36 inches wide. And I got a plan. I found a plan for some. Here. So it's 11, it's basically 12 cedar pickets, and so it looks like the sides are 48 inches. Long. Oh, so they're 4 foot wide by 20 inches deep. So it's still it's a slightly bigger planter than well, a lot wider and a little deeper. So I'm thinking about building some of those, and hopefully we can make that work. Hopefully we can make that work. And it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and a bit. So I'd need 12. I need 12 of these. It would cost me cost me about $40 to build, not including brad nails and glue, but yeah. Anyway, all right. Nuggets says to go and check something out, so let's go check something out. Let's go to the store. It would cost me about $40 to build, and so I would want to. I'd probably market that for. I'd probably sell it for 80. Probably sell it for 80. I don't know for sure. So full fathom, Full, full fathom. So you're underwater. There's a shark. You're swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. So what's the organic survival horror game? Pilot a deteriorating submarine as it drifts through grim waters, keeping it maintained as it is your only lifeline in the hostile, merciless ocean. Huh. Interesting. Planned release date 2024. Is it going to be... Is it going to be available for... It is not available for Steam Play. It's not available for Steam Play. That's Yeah, if it's... Yeah, I mean, I'll add it to my wish list. And if I need to, I can probably play it on a Windows machine. That's okay. I'm not saying that it can't happen. It's just that makes it a little bit more complicated. But not impossible. But not impossible. Some games you can just play. Even if they're just Windows games, some games you can just play.
In an infinite galaxy.
So like this one here. It says Windows, right? But it will work in Steam Play. So we'll try that other game, as long as it's not expensive. Other than that, you're trying not to... Have I looked at Aska? No. Is that this one? Excluded by preferences. I don't know what that means. Frequent violent gore, generated material. I didn't ask that. View. This kind of reminds me of Valheim. Kind of reminds me of Valheim. Huh. says that it requires a GTX 660 or better. I only have a 1050. I need to get a new GPU. That's what I need to be using some of my woodworking money from. The new GPU. Unless somebody wants to buy me a GPU, say they want to buy me a GPU, say they want to send me a GPU, I can really use a GPU.
In the unforgiving lands of Aska, you'll struggle to survive
like
without the help of your tribe.
22
Meeting
bucks?
your basic needs is essential. Foraging keeps hunger and thirst at bay, and surviving the night might be possible by building a simple camp. But this won't be enough to protect you from the dangers lurking.
You have a
in these
3070?
lands.
Yeah, I need something. I kind of want to get an
After being
AMD
shipwrecked
card.
on this mysterious shore,
Kinda
it's
wanna
up
get
to
an
you
AMD
to
card just
reunite
because
your
I'm
lost
running
tribe
Linux,
and
but
carve out a new home.
at the same time, you know,
The gods have blessed you with the Eye of Odin, a beacon powered by Jotun blood that calls out to other Vikings. Aska.
it looks like an interesting game though. And that I will say this, if I get a new card, that might make some of my games play better, you know. Make you a good offer and you'll ship it to you. I don't even know what a 3070 is worth. I'll have to look that up, I guess. Define good offer. The AI is pretty bad in the game. Mechanics similar to Valheim. Certainly has potential. Would recommend waiting until some level of QOL is introduced. I mean, a couple of negative reviews, but for the most part, most people are positive about it. Reasonable. I'll think about it, Nuggets, and I'll message you. Hey, all right, hold on. You know what? It's a 3070. Uh, 3070 Ti. So used on eBay, $325. Used on eBay, $299. So right around 300 bucks is what most people are wanting. Is it similar to this one here with the 3 cooling fans and all that? It's an EVGA FTW3. Okay. EVGA FTW3 3070 Ti. That's a 3070. That's a 3070 Ti. That's $748. $654. Huh. Guess I'm gonna. How is it? Is it the 8 gig card? Okay. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I don't have that kind of money right now. So, but now also I think this is new. And you said yours is used, so like define used. How used is it? Used for 6 months? Okay. All right. I'll see what I can I'll see what I can put together. Important side note, important real still works fine, just got upgraded. Okay, good deal. Good deal. It's a nice looking card. Oh, power demands. What kind of power demands does it have? I'm trying to remember how big of a power supply I've got in my computer. It should be fine. Should be. But I don't know. I'm sure I've got at least an 800. I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, good to know. That's what you ran it on? Okay. Yeah, you guys remember the story on why I ended up with a 1050. Like, I bought a 1050 when the 3000, I think it was the 3000 series cards were brand new. And the only reason that I did that was because everything was so freaking expensive. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for that 1050, but it was a lot. And yeah. And there is a part of me that wants to get an AMD card. Like, a 3070 Ti would be pretty freaking amazing, but also an AMD card, you know? Like, I've heard nothing but great things about AMD on Linux. And to be fair, NVIDIA works really well on Linux too. It's just you have to get the proprietary driver, whereas the AMD stuff is built right into the kernel. So, you know, AMD stuff just works. It just works. 37 when things were coming down, 800 on it. Okay. Well, I will definitely consider it, Nuggets. I will definitely consider it. It might take me a minute to come up with that, but we'll think about it. You got an RX 7900 XT? Nice. Nice. That sounds like an amazing card. That sounds like an amazing card. Oof. RX 7900. We're going to look that one up. RX 7900 XT. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's snazzy. Also, I'd also like to have a white GPU. I know that sounds So there's a color scheme going on with my PC. It's a white build. It's a white case. Got a white cooler, and then all of my RAM. I've got custom cables in there that are red, white, and gray. You know, to kind of match the rbPlays thing. And then I've got white and gray RAM chips, alternating back and forth. A red GPU would look amazing. A red GPU would look amazing in there. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. that one looks nice. XFX Mercury Magnetic Air Radeon RX 7900 XTX 24 gig GDDR6 PCI 4, and it's red and black. You have a full red and a full white setup, and the EVGA look good. Okay, cool. Oh no, there's a cool one. That one's all white with a little bit of bluish, greenish, yellowish stuff in there on the fan blades. The one that you want to sell, does it have like a outer shroud on it that maybe I could take off and maybe powder coat and paint? Maybe. Probably could, couldn't I? Nice. I don't know, Nuggets. I don't know. It's a tempting offer. I just don't know where I'd come up with the money for it right now. On the money front, so obviously we don't make a whole lot of money off of YouTube and Twitch and all that. Don't make any money on the woodworking content except for products that I sell. And it's going to be, let's see. I might get a Twitch payout in July. I might. I will not get a YouTube. Nope. I will not get a YouTube payout anytime soon. Yeah, a little bit. I'm better than I thought I was. I'm halfway to a payout on YouTube side. My last payout from YouTube was back in yeah, more than you are, right, Darth? I haven't made a payout from YouTube this year. My last payout from YouTube was in August of last year. Yeah, my last payout was almost a year ago on YouTube. You have to get to $100 minimum for them to send you a payout, and my last payout was in August of last year. Actually, the payout would have been in September because the ending balance for August was $102.95. So then they would have paid that out in September. So I haven't gotten a check from YouTube in almost a year. And then Twitch pays out every 50, and we get paid out a couple 2 or 3 times a year on Twitch, which we should get a payout this month. Should. But that's only $50 because it pays out every 50 if you tell it to do an automatic withdrawal. Why? Light, you've been fine the whole stream. Why are you going to pick Nat? Thank you. So yeah. But in the real life, in the real world, in the IRL job, I got my merit increase. I am still dealing with that lie. I don't know what I think. Honestly, I think what it is the dimmer. I think it's the dimmer. Can I bring this up here? Yeah, this thing. I think it's the dimmer. I can dim these lights down, and I think it's the dimmer that causes a problem for the bulb. but I love it. Like, it's amazing. I swear you can't get rid of it. Right? I would feel... Take it out back. I would feel bad if I got rid of it, you know? Like... I'm trying... Like, that seems a little bright. Name it and make it a channel mascot. All right, what are we going to name this thing? Blinky? Honestly, that feel... Name it Bob. Why does everybody suggest Bob? What about Bob? Honestly, that light level right there feels pretty good. That light level feels pretty good. Compared to that. Somewhere in there. Call it Frank. It's always been there. It's always been a part of the channel. It's that ring around my name and in my logo. Yeah. Possibly. I love it. Battery operated boyfriend. Yeah, but it's not battery operated. It plugs into 120 volts. It plugs into the wall outlet. So it's not just it's not battery operated. So, just being funny? Yeah. Speaking of funny, years ago, did I tell this story? I was in my apprenticeship. I was a first year apprentice, and we were learning about, they would give you they gave you a code book, and then they gave you a set of drawings for a one-story house. And you had to go in and you had to apply the total number of circuits that you thought a house like that would need for all of the different outlets, the lights, etc. Kitchen, living room, bedrooms, etc. And you had to plan out the circuits for it. And so, reading through the code book, you say, okay, well, in this type of room you need this, in this type of room you need this, in this type of room you need this, and so we all did the assignment. And one of the guys had actually been in the non-union sector and had been building houses and had been wiring houses, and he put an outlet in the master bedroom closet. And everybody was like, well, you don't have to have an outlet in the closet. He's like, no, you don't have to have one. But sometimes the wife asks for one. And everybody started rolling. Because obviously there's only one reason why the wife would want an outlet in the closet, right? We're not going to say why, but you know why. But that was also 25 years ago. I've been an electrician now for 25 years, y'all. Yeah, charge the vacuum. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Or something else. I've been an electrician for 25 years. This year, 25 years ago, I started my apprenticeship. Wow. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun, right? look at me now. Big time Twitch and YouTube streamer. Teach people how to do stuff electrically on locomotives. Life gets pretty good. You don't have to plug in the sink and dishes and sandwiches get made in the kitchen, so you have no idea. That's right. That's right. It may or may not tie in with that whole battery-operated boyfriend thing. Maybe. All right, let's see. We've talked about games. We've talked about woodworking. The only IRL stuff I've got is still having trouble with the septic. I've been doing the... Yours is sleeping. She'd beat you if she read that? Yeah. Yeah. Still having trouble with the septic. I mean, everything is working, but we still have the puddle in the backyard. Really don't want to have to put in a new septic field. I really don't want to do that. We've continued the treatments on the septic system. I do need to still get the dirt to fill in the low-lying area. I was just talking to Mrs. RB about that yesterday. I think we're going to go ahead and order the load of dirt, but it's a full, well, by my calculations, I need about 18 yards of dirt, and a dump truck is 15. So we're going to order a dump truck full of dirt, and I really don't feel like shoveling a dump truck full of dirt. So I'm trying to figure out if, like, I know where there's a couple of tractors that have a bucket on the front of them that I could use to push dirt around. I just got to find a way to get a tractor here. There's somebody I want to ask tomorrow about a specific track. Isn't that what we have kids for? No. I mean, my parents did the same thing. You want the pool set up this year, you gotta go level the spot. Okay. If it weren't the septic system, I feel a little bit differently about this one. I kind of just want to handle this one and not force my kids to do it. I mean, it's 15 plus yards. Like I may get this 15 yards of dirt and it might be enough. I may get 15 yards of dirt and then I may need another 15 yards of dirt, right? So, yeah. I'm going to need at least a dump truck and a half, probably. Right? This is what I'm thinking. Yeah. It'd be shitty. It'd be a shitty parenting to make them do it. It's a shitty job, but somebody has to do it. Yeah, this is exactly my point. And I will say this. Prior to having the septic tank pumped, it stank. Like, it was gross. It doesn't stink now. Because the tank's empty. Well, the solids are empty out of the tank. So all that's going to the field now appears to be just water. It's gray water, but it's still water. And so it doesn't smell like like it did before the tank was pumped. What my hope is, Diamond Anvil and I were talking about this in the Discord back when this all first started, and I showed a picture of the septic plat and how the septic tank is run and all that, and also that I'm concerned about a couple of trees that are out there. I also know where the end of the drain field is. You can have a couple of different types of drain field. There's some where you're going to have your septic tank and then it comes out to a distribution box, and then from the distribution box it goes multiple directions or into multiple paths. I don't have that. I have one big snake path that runs through my backyard. Sometimes gray water does smell worse. You're not wrong. Look, cleaned up their stuff and for years and growing up. The least they can do is put some dirt over yours. It's a fair point, Nuggets. It's a fair point. So we have one giant snake path that runs through half of the backyard. It's 360 feet total. But I do know where the end of it is. And what I'm wondering is if I were to get a big, long, powered rotor-rooter snake and run it from the end back, I'm wondering how many roots I'm gonna find. It's plastic. It's plastic pipe because it was built in the 90s, so it's plastic pipe. And I'm wondering if I can clean it. If I can clean it, then by putting this biomat treatment stuff in there, that should then get out into the entire drain field, and it should make it work better. But I don't know if I don't know if it's safe to run a snake down through there because it should be perforated. It should be perforated pipe so that the water can just kind of leach out into the soil. I do want to give my yard an enema, yes. I kind of want to give my yard an enema. And I feel like that idea has merit, but I can't find anybody that'll do it. Everybody's like, no, you just need a drain field. I don't see why. Like, give me a chance to not spend $11,000, right? This got weird. Well, we started dark. We started dark and morbid, and now it's just weird. So, you know. This is how these monthly meeting, live stream, just chatting sessions get, Nuggets. Welcome to the party, buddy. But yeah, I don't feel like spending $11,000 is the way to go. Just don't feel like that. The only problem, I think there is one thing that I can say, and that is that I have a feeling that that these contractors, that these septic specialists are afraid of is that if they ruin my field, then we're going to have to put in a new field, and they don't want to do that. I get that. So sometimes you need to put boots on. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And I don't know if the best way. Sometimes you got to put boots on when you're in this chat. Yes. 100% true. Yes. But that's where we're at in our septic drama. I've been adding the treatment now for, I think I just put the 5th treatment in yesterday. I don't see a noticeable difference out there right now, but also, like, it probably doesn't have a chance to work because the drain line is probably clogged. The field line is probably clogged. Based on what I saw in the tank when they pumped it, I have to believe that there is stuff in the field lines that's not supposed to be there, you know? And so getting in there with a rotor-rooter, I feel like would be a good idea. And I'm half tempted to just, it's only supposed to be 12 inches down. I'm half tempted to go out there to where the end of my field is and just dig it up and see if there's a cap on the end of it. And also out here where the field comes out of the septic tank, the septic tank is on the side of the house in front of a partial privacy fence that covers up the backyard a little bit. on the backyard side of that privacy fence, I think I want to put in a clean out in the field line, like have a clean out that pops up to ground level so that we can get down in there and see just kind of what's going on the field side of the septic tank. I don't feel like I have nothing bad to say about the company that was out here, but I feel like they didn't really look into it at all, you know? I feel like they didn't really look into it at all. They just jumped right to well, you're going to need a new field. I'm okay. You know, if that's true, that's fine, but let's make sure, you know? So yeah, I think I want to dig up the main line that goes out to the drain field. I want to put a clean out in it. And then I just want to see. What we can see. Well, talking to my wife, we're thinking about being here for a while. Like we love this house. The house is great. Except for the septic problem. Which right now the septic problem is manageable. That's the other thing I thought about is there is a temporary fix, or there is another fix that I could do, and that is put in an offshoot line. Dig in another field line that's 100 feet or so, and just let it do its thing, and have it be in parallel to the existing field line, and continue to put in the treatments so that over time the bulk of the fluids that are coming out of the tank can go to the new portion, but then the treatment that can go out and can still work on the existing line and see if it makes a difference. A forever fix would be best, obviously, but I don't know if that's doable. And also, the other problem is that based on where I live, I don't know if we were to put in a whole new field system, I don't know if we could put it in the backyard again. We don't have a well, so we don't have to worry about polluting the well water. So it could go in the front yard, and that would be fine. But I just don't know. And 11,000 is the bare minimum. If it has to be a specific type of system, like with a pump or pressurized or whatever, then it gets more expensive than that. So, yeah. The neighbors down the street that way, well, the owner of the property, it's a rental house, had to do some septic work, and they had to put in a lift station, pumped type station or septic system, and now there's a giant red light in their front yard that basically comes on whenever the pump fails. I don't want that. I don't want a giant red light in my front yard. I don't want that. Ideally, if the county would come through here and say, hey, we want to put in sewers, I'd be all in for that. I know why there's no sewers here, because when this subdivision was built, there was nobody out here, right? But I think now with the main road that's back behind us, with as populated as that's gotten, there's got to be sewers close by. There's got to be. It would be expensive, but it would be a forever fix. It'd be a forever fix. Now, getting sewer into this neighborhood, I live kind of at the bottom of my neighborhood. I live in probably the lowest part of my neighborhood. And the main road down here that the subdivision exit outs to, it's probably a good 70 feet higher in elevation than where my house is. So it would have, the sewers that they put in would have to be lift stations and all that good stuff. Grandparents did that years ago. The only problem is that there's no sewer line running down my street. The county would have to come in and put a sewer line in, and I'd have to get all of my neighbors on board with putting sewers in. Because they're not going to do it for one house. They may not do it for half the houses. I think it's probably going to end up being all or nothing. Either everybody in there wants sewers, or we're not doing it at all. And here's what it's going to cost all of you to do it. It's going to be expensive. No matter what the fix is, it's probably going to be expensive. There's some Band-Aids that I can put on it that are relatively inexpensive, but the fix is going to be expensive. So, all right, y'all. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about today. We only got a few minutes left in the stream. Not a whole lot of time to do anything really fun or exciting. I'm going to go ahead and call it for today. I want to thank all of you for hanging out with me for the last hour and a half-ish, talking about all this weird stuff that we've talked about today. Great discussion on Minecraft, great discussion on other games that we could possibly play. Got to talk about woodworking a little bit. I do have a woodworking project that I do need to go work on today, and that is a bench. It's for work. I'm not making any money off of it. Crappy way to finish the stream, right? I'm not making any money off of it. It is for work, but they paid for the materials. So we're building a model railroad display with a bunch of switch tracks in it to help people understand how switch track works. I have not gone into Valheim since they added the Mistlands. No, I do need to get back into that game. It's got an update. I'm supposed to get the update here next day or so. So yeah, we'll check that out. I have not though. I know that Istrisi and Zen, I know that they've gone in and done some stuff with that, but I have not. So anyway, love you all to pieces. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I do appreciate it very much. If you like the stream, you know what to do. Hit the follow button, get notified every time we go live, which is every Sunday at 9 a.m. Next week, we'll be back in Minecraft for sure. We're going to be working on some refined storage upgrades and some other stuff that I've got planned, so can't wait to get to that. If you're watching over on YouTube, oh, there is somebody over on YouTube. Dylan, I missed you, buddy. Oh. Dylan, I didn't see you. I'm sorry. Are you still there? I hope you're still there. Participants. He's not there. Dang it. He wants me to do more wood stuff. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll come back. We'll do this again next Sunday. You are all invited. But until then, get off my lawn. Oh, and a posture check. Then get off my lawn. Oh, he's still there. Okay, Dylan. Thanks, buddy. Anyway, love you all to pieces. We'll chat next week. We'll get into some Minecraft. It's going to be a good time. But until then, get off my lawn. Bye, everybody.